In the early hours of June 8th, 1984, the Soviet war machine grinds westward once more. With Finland and much of Sweden under occupation, and Gotland's defense crumbling in NATO's hands, Marshal Olgarkov shifts his sights to a new prize: southern Norway and the gateway to the North Sea. A powerful Soviet surface action group and amphibious landing group have broken out from Kaliningrad, blasting their way past Copenhagen and threading the Danish straits with grim efficiency. Now, they churn the waters of the Skagerrak Strait, aiming directly for Oslo. Meanwhile, Task Force Lynx and Task Force Lion have been overwhelmed in their defense of Gotland and Stockholm and are withdrawn south to Copenhagen as the Soviets advance across Sweden's east coast. Their actions have bought precious time, but cannot prevent the current threat from reaching the North Sea. The stakes could not be higher. If the Soviets secure a foothold in southern Norway, they will gain access to deep water ports, threaten NATO's northern flank from the rear, and place the GI-UK gap within striking distance. A successful landing at Oslo may split the alliance's north and central defense axis. NATO cannot afford another breach. Task Force 24.3 Valkyrie, centered on the guided missile cruiser USS Valley Forge, has been ordered to intercept and destroy the Soviet amphibious force before it can reach Norwegian shores. Working in coordination with Task Force 24.4 Draken, a Royal Navy, German Navy, and Royal Norwegian Navy composite force, Valkyrie will lead the fight in the confined and volatile waters of the Skagerrak. Supporting elements include the attack submarine Sturgeon, HMS Churchill, Norwegian P-3 patrol aircraft, USAF F-15 fighters, and seed-capable strike elements, all arrayed to sweep sea, air, and undersea threats. Intelligence from the Royal Danish Navy confirms multiple waves of Soviet escorts have already entered the Skagerrak, screening a larger landing flotilla steaming northwest. Radar tracking from Germany has identified heavy Soviet air activity originating from Kaliningrad and Belarus, likely in support of the amphibious assault. This is the moment for decisive interdiction. In these narrow seas, every nautical mile matters. The mission is clear: locate and destroy the Soviet escort waves, crush the amphibious assault force before it reaches Oslo, and deny Moscow its foothold in the North Sea. There will be no second chance. The eyes of the Alliance and the future of Scandinavia rest on the vigilance and firepower of the Valkyries. Hey there, welcome back to Sea Power. Welcome to, well, not Flight of the Valkyries, but I guess the Fight of the Valkyries, because we have a landing force to intercept. We have the Valkyrie force and the Draken force, and against an unknown number of Soviet units, we'll have to put up a blockade before they get to Oslo. This means we're going to have subsurface units prosecute contacts, surface units engage those with missiles and gunfire. Gunfire? Helo ASM patrols and strikes against contacts, strike aircraft to suppress enemy naval air defenses, and fighter aircraft to provide anti-air intrusions. Let's have a look at what we have been provided. I think we're going to have lots and lots and lots of different units. Holy moly. Okay. We're going to pause here for a second and figure out exactly what is on the map, what sort of capabilities it has, and whether or not I can rearm them. In the case of these aircraft, it appears the answer is a resounding no. So, we got Skywatch, E3. Skywatch, interestingly, is pretty far forward. Actually, farther forward than Tiger 1 and Tiger 2-1. We also got Hawkeye here. Hawkeye is a Shrike loadout, so that's a seed strike, capable of suppressing / destroying enemy radars. We also have Puffin up there. What? Why did you suddenly switch to light mode? Okay. Not sure about that. Puffin 3-1 over here, capable of launching harpoons. We have a couple more of those Puffins, which are in fact ASW and ASM loadout. So 4 more harpoons, and then we have a complete ASW loadout. Very nice. Next up, we get Task Force Valkyrie, centered around Valley Forge. Capable of throwing out a lot of standard missiles to defend the formation, but does not have a whole lot of offensive capabilities outside of that. The harpoons are okay, but she only carries 8. She's joined by the Stanley, which is another Standard Missile 2 ER boat, which is very nice. It's better than the medium rangers that I get on the Valley Forge. She too comes with harpoons. Virginia comes with tomahawks, not as useful, as well as the harpoon again. We have the Moosbrugger, again harpoons and sea sparrows. We have standard missiles on the Samuel Elliott Morrison. And again, harpoons. The Dewey with harpoons and Standard Missile 1 ER. That's ranging 40 miles. Then we have the Kaufman with more harpoons and the Spruan. So we have lots of anti-ship missiles there. The Draken Force, centered around the Gloucester. Gloucester is packing some anti-ship capabilities with ASM Exocets. We have Coventry over there, which also carries Exocets and some defenses. We have the York, more Exocets. The Rommel, a German destroyer with harpoons. Newcastle, yep, more Exocets. Sheffield, more Exocets. Stop putting Exocets on everything, Britain. The harpoon is just a superior weapon. Then we have the Bergen over here. This is a Norwegian frigate, capable of going at it with penguins, which actually have slightly less range than the Exocets. Then the Oslo over here is another one of those. Interesting loadout for this formation. It means that everybody, except the Rommel, has short-range capabilities. At least when you're looking at it from an offensive perspective. Bulldog down here. This is the British submarine, capable of launching the Tigerfish. You can launch 18 of those, and we'll probably start sending those pretty soon. Considering we're gonna got a bunch of fast movers down here. 30 knots is not my friend. Behind them is Hammerhead. Hammerhead, Mark 48 torpedoes, as well as 8 harpoons. I'm thinking moving a little closer and just harpooning these. Because it's, well, it's simply the easiest way to go about it. As for what we have here, a very large, doing 25 knots. So this is the whole, potentially, escort formation. And somewhere behind that is probably more hostile stuff. Some of these I don't know, because they're only doing 8 to 8.5 knots. Alright, let's run it. Also got some stuff here. Let's see if we can chat those up with Skywatch. No response. Agrees. I'm thinking this is filler. Hawks? Okay. This is interesting. Why is the Swedish Navy preparing a strike, but not actually in conflict with the Soviets? Because they're getting invaded. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Actually, I'm classifying this thing as hostile, but I don't know. No response. No response, no response, no response, no response. No, 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 no. We're not going to VIT that. Thank you very much. Stick to 30. I'll just provide radar intel. Oh, hello. Can I help you with something? You are kind of within my range, but marginally. Your depth is 220. Where's the layer? Go below the layer. Head east. Because I suspect that we're going to have to engage this submarine pretty swiftly. I think these don't have a lot of AA capabilities. These do. I'm going to assume that these have capabilities which are about 50-mile AA. So that means my P3 and helicopters can engage this. Puffin 3-1 is not the right loadout, but Puffin 3-2 is the anti-submersible option. It'll take 25 minutes to get there. Right. This task force has a serious potential to get ambushed. Thank God the sea state is a lot better this time. Because that means I don't have to worry as much about those extremely sneaky submarines. I mean, we're not in the clear by any stretch, but they should be slightly easier to detect. So I'm going to put a whole line of sonobuoys in front of me. Using 2 helicopters per formation. Distance between the formations is a mere 14 miles. I'm actually thinking we're going to form these up together. This is going to be your meeting spot. There. 436, 441. Yeah, it's fine. Having one big blob of a formation makes it easier to defend everybody at the same time. Now, these things are doing 15 knots. I'm going to classify these as hostile. I think we'll have plenty of targets to worry about before that happens. What I intend to do over here with Hawkeye is do a seed strike. Good lord, there's a lot of you. Okay. We're going to reformat this a bit. I'm going to say we have a new formation. And you, my friend, are going to join that new formation. Your formation is now seed 1. Formation orders, no. Rename. I don't want to have all these aircraft in one enormous formation, because it'll make things very difficult to target specific ships, and that's what I want to do. So you're going to have another formation. Create formation. You are going to join that formation. And you're going to be seed 2, and so forth, and so on. Okay, so now we have 4 seed formations. Seeds 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to use these to fly towards the Soviet formation. We are picking them up on radar, but I'm not seeing emissions from them yet. Which means I can't very well target them with seed. Which is fine for the time being. It just means we're going to have to be a little patient. And eventually they will flip on their radar. And they will turn hostile, and they will be targetable. Well, I mean, they're already hostile. It's just that without a radar on, I can't very well target them. So you guys are all going to kind of link up there. Now, we need to pursue this contact with some vigor. And once this submarine gets to below the layer, I think we'll pick him up again. Because he was doing 20 knots. That does make them pretty susceptible to becoming intercepted. Hammerheads, you got your Total Ray out, good. I'm thinking of doing a Yankee search. Just going active sonar on this sub. Because I might actually pick something up. Good lord, you're deep. 1,565 feet down. Okay. Come on, let's pick up that submarine, shall we? I'm actually gonna just send a torpedo at it. Because that is going to make him probably get scared. Now, he was here. He was doing 20 knots. So, I'm going to say from... not exact his position. This is going to be him in half an hour. Give or take. My torpedo is dead slow. It's doing 24 knots. And it's going to take... let's see, 20 minutes, 40 minutes to get there. So I need to intersect that line and go and add another 5 knots. So that's where the torpedo needs to go. Right there. If this thing maintains speed, that torpedo and the submarine will link up at that location. This means that by the time it gets there, it should still have about 6 miles of fuel left. Which might be just enough to chase it. If it's an Alpha, though, the whole equation's off, because the Alpha is just too fast to chase with a torpedo of this type. Mark 48 would be a much, much, much better option, because they can do 50 knots. I think 65 even, but we're not quite there yet. Puffin 3-1. I'm going to have you come in and strike these ships here. We're going to actually do that from here, so that I can have them all targeted individually. If I fly in from the north, this one's going to absorb all the missiles. This one should unmask as much from the formation as possible. As for the helos here, I think we're good to go for ASW shielding. Set about a 10 mile... oh, that's on the... no, that's on the ship. Set a 10 mile no search. / no subzone. 10 miles here as well. Yeah. Alright, this whole formation is going to start banging away on active sonar. Because I do not want to get surprised yet again. I have had my fair share of that. If only you could just have all of these things deploy their towed decoys as well. Automatically. Towed decoy, active VDS. Tow decoy, VDS. Not really expecting to be detecting a whole lot with this speed. That's what we got the helos for. Queen 2. New order. Intermittent search. There. That's going to be your scouting perimeter. And then we got the other helo. You're going to be searching here. Okay. Mark that up. Alright. Next helo. You are going to be searching here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Okay. I need to turn my contact reports back on. I turned them off at some point because the game was going contact, 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 you know, just non-stop. That got a little annoying. Alright, so we've been made. That's interesting. Who has detected us? Who has detected us? Formation. Ahead 1/3. I don't think we've been picked up by a submarine capable of engaging us yet, but we have definitely been picked up by something. So I want to go slower and make sure I can get some better chances of detection. We're going to activate the air search. I want to have this whole formation also go with active sonar. There. Formation. Air search on. Now, if I let these guys intervene, it is quite possible that we'll see one of those big cruisers start opening up with their long-range standard missiles. The SM-2ER. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I might need those later. Because I can shoot out to, what was it, 80 miles? If they're flying high. Which means the Stanley here can shoot out to about there. Yeah, I'm going to let them have their shot, literally. Helo. I would be surprised if these guys are suddenly going to turn friendly to me, so that I can start doing an ambush on this formation as it pushes in. Ah, there you are again. Behaving exactly as I was hoping. Excellent. 7021 classified hostile subtype. Ooh boy. It could be an alpha. Yes, yes, yes. Who shoots SSM-12s? The good news is, it is not a Girov. The bad news is, it is probably a Cresta. Kinda? Kara? No? Sov? Sov Romani is not a Slava class. Yep, it's a Slava class. Okay. So we're getting sandboxed. Understood. Altitude in these missiles is 16,000 feet, which means that the Stanley might soon open up. Yeah, soonish. Alright. Now my concern is what detected me. Because there is something that has a sensor capable of detecting me. It is definitely not the Alpha. They're A, too far away, and B, way too fucking noisy. So it's something else. And we gotta figure out what that is before it actually kills me. Okay, we got a couple of missiles going out to meet that formation. Formation of missiles, that is. Yeah, it's the Sea Darts.
7001 is classified. Hostile warship.
They still don't have emissions. These are too slow. That's weird. Still on 252, excellent. Hammerhead's 40 miles removed. I think there's a submarine much closer to this formation than I would like. Also, as a scenario creator, Basically, this angle here in front of me is where I would park a sub. Or off to the side and have it slowly creep north.
Birds away, track 7025.
Good lord, that's a lot of sea darts going out. Now, I tend to be a little conservative when it comes to surface-to-air missiles, but in this case, they don't have that many more that they can send. I think this is the entirety of the SSN-12s. Once it's my turn, I'm gonna rain down holy hellfire upon them, and they don't really have that much to shoot back. There we go, it's a Slava. They don't have that much to shoot back with. The Bulldog has detected that? Whoa. Okay, that's 60-mile range. That means it is possible that we're going to see another submarine slightly farther afield, closer to Hammerhead. Hammerhead, I want you to go to above the layer. It'll take you a minute or two to get there. Okay. They're now moving to semi-sea skimming, 161 feet. Still blistering 1300 knots. Wait, what? You hit the York? You idiot. Damage report? None. Well, actually, no, not none. There's some fire aboard. Sheffield, you idiot. Sheffield, hold your fire. I don't understand why they were able to hit the York. Because the York is way below them. Okay. I think I might be sending a few too many missiles out. Gloucester, hold your fire. Yeah, we even got some Steiner Missile 2s, probably originating from Valley Forge. Correct. Air? Hilo. Not that big of a deal. Tiger 2-1. Get in there. This could be an aerial observation platform, but I doubt it's going to be that effective from that range. I need you to guard my AWACS. Alright, let's start popping these missiles, shall we? Before they start becoming a problem. Intercepted 1. 2. 1 for Coventry, 1 for Newcastle. 1 for Gloucester. Good work. A bunch of these are bypassing the first flight and going for the next formation. Intercepted. There's Queen 2, preparing to drop sonobuoys. This one's climbing. That means it's the new leader. Yeah, this one's turned its radar on. You can see it has an E next to it. It has emissions. The other one does not. It's slaved to this one. 2,000 feet and holding. Oh, Loki 1-1 through Loki 1-4 have arrived on station in Hakafjorden. All units cold and concealed. Radar silent, thermal signature minimized. Each boat is fully armed with penguins. Yep, this is exactly what I was expecting. Terrain in Hakafjorden provides optimal ambush cover. Enemy approaches from Skagerrak expected along projected axis. Section is mission ready. Loki 1-1. Welcome to the fight. You are in a, I'd say, a decent position to attack, but we're not there yet. Because at this point, with penguins, you can't very well strike them yet. But we're getting somewhere. Not that way. How are we doing on these missiles? I think we've intercepted the full first flight. Now comes the second flight. And unless I missed something, nobody got hit. Now, I'd say at this point, I think the mission looks intimidating, but actually isn't that bad. You have a lot of assets. You have a lot of surface ships, you have aircraft, you have 2 submarines. I think if you really wanted to, you could roll up this whole formation with 1 submarine. Yes, that is doable. It's not easy, but it's doable. And all of these anti-air, or rather anti-ship missiles, you got so many surface-to-air missiles. You have plenty. Whereas I don't think that this formation has a whole lot more. I think the Slava is their most important anti-ship platform. They might still have some others capable of throwing more missiles. But even if it comes to that, I still have the whole other formation. I got Valkyrie out there. So I don't really consider it that big of a problem. Not yet. Standard missiles from the Rommel. Newcastle joining. Lots of missiles streaking across the sky. As the sun slowly rises. You're down to 2 sea darts. Jesus. Sheffield, 14. You got plenty of standard missiles. Gunfire. Well, they've close to 10 miles. Yeah, this one's detected by their emissions. It's the only surviving missile. Coventry's out of sea darts. Fantastic. Gloucester. You still got sea darts. Go. Don't care. More missiles. I'm not gonna have one sandbox intercept or kill one of my ships. Spoofed. Fair enough. That works too, I guess. Are you still on target? No, you've changed course. You've changed speed. Your speed's now 5 knots. Updated projection has this guy on a much different position relative to where I was expecting him to go. Come on. Go away, go away, go away. So, you're here. You're gonna do this in the next hour. At speed. My torpedo is still 13 miles out, doing 24 knots. I can probably push it to about there now. Puffin 3-2. Preparing to line up to strike all these Nanushkas out of the water. That's a potential 18 additional missiles coming in. Thankfully, they only get 59-mile range, but my formation is... No, they're not actually that close yet. Okay, good. Sonar boys are coming in. As of right now, no submersible contact detected. But I kind of doubt it's going to maintain true. There we go. These guys have the radar on. Now, Loki, you guys are 4 ships capable of combined throwing out 24 penguins. That has promise. Yeah, we need to exit to about 060 is the wrong way. Yeah, we just need to exit due west.
Turn to course 272.
I'm gonna say this is now Loki formation. You're gonna join that. You're gonna join that. And you're gonna join that. I hope they don't completely mess up here. Formation. Orders. Edit. Loki. Yeah, I want to have these guys sail side by side as much as possible. Okay. Oh, it's a Victor. Interesting. He's below the layer. I'm above the layer. Because there's a layer at 3, 5, 7. Actually, I'm below the layer. Okay. Now, we fended off their attack entirely. My Sonoboy wall is coming up. Puffin 3-2 is almost in a position to strike. I think everything's going according to plan. As we're waiting for the P3 to get into position, I have found another contact. Semi-small, it's doing way too fast and way too high to be a civilian aircraft, so I'm going to go on offense. Last time around it didn't go that well with the F-15, so we're going to do that a little different. I'm going to have one of these guys leave the formation. If I don't do it this way, everybody and their mother is going to throw missiles at this target, and I don't want that. So we're going to go with the Sparrow. I want to have as many Sparrows available as possible. Once this target's been eliminated, this Tiger over here is going to go for 7020 and shoot that out of the sky too. Unfortunately, no resupply for these birds, so best make use of what I got. This one's also going to be considered hostile. Loki is definitely getting to a much more favorable position. They're only 24, 25 miles out. So, I can definitely have a go at these guys. As for the submarine, I lost it. It's now somewhere below the layer. And doing 5 knots. So my torpedo is still cruising along that way. And we still got Puffin 3-2 en route. Puffin 3-1? Yeah, I do want to really fire from this position. Let's see if I can do that with waypoints. So I can have this be an attack waypoint with a salvo 2. And I can have this be... No, the game... Oh, no. Look. Salvo 2 against this target. Then. Yeah, it doesn't understand that. Never mind, we're not going to waypoint this. We are not going to waypoint this. Oh, that was a dead MiG. Well done. Hit him with an aim-7. Good work. You got a new job. As for all of those helicopters they got buzzing about, like, it's nice, it's cute, but I don't really consider that to be a bit of a problem right now. So I'm not going to actively intervene against all of those helicopters. As long as they don't threaten my submarines, they can survive. For now. Oh. Gentlemen. Gentlemen. What's all this then? We're gonna peel off another one of the birds here. Leave. Wave your flight goodbye, because you have a new thing to intercept. We're gonna flip on that search. And we're gonna start popping things out of the sky. I think this guy is too far isolated to be part of the formation, or I'm not seeing all the units yet. There could be more members part of this formation. Where are you going? Now it's a Victor 1, which means no towed array. Which also means, for their case, they probably don't have a clue that they're being, very slowly, pursued by a torpedo. Long may that continue. I prefer my targets ignorant and completely in the dark as to the fact that they're being attacked. Sparrows, range 3-8. Shoot first, and we will ask questions later. 1. Way to start engaging the other ones. 7049 and 7051. Because we have plenty of birds and there's probably more of that nonsense coming in. Now this is where I will leave you for this first part. As you can imagine, this is going to be a long one. Probably a 3, maybe even a 4-parter. So, since watch time is only about 10 to 12 minutes on videos, this thing is really too long. If you want to see the next part right away, you can. Hit the join button. You'll turn into a member for $1 a month. You'll support my work, as well as immediately get access to all of the other pre-scheduled videos. Thank you for watching this one. I look forward to seeing how this scenario is going to continue, and I shall see you there on part 2.